protection for your laundry appliances, and more. Call for your free quote today. Call in the next 5 minutes and get your first month free. 800-418-1754. 800-418-1754.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, both presidential candidates are focusing on foreign policy while concentrating on one of the key states to win in the race, Pennsylvania. We'll have the latest on their campaigns. Plus, we'll update you with what's happening in Washington, D.C. as lawmakers struggle to pass a spending bill before the presidential election. And we're hearing from Northern Michigan University after they passed their new budget. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
All right, well, it's not as warm as it has been recently, but hey, at least the sun is out. Air, how are we looking?
We've got a golden sunshine out there, and I'm going to keep it golden in here. We've got fairly clear conditions across the UP this evening, and we could expect that to continue even into most of the week. Take a look here at where we're going to be for the lows. It is going to be a chilly one. We're talking classic early fall temperatures in those 40s. Some of us could be into the 30s as well. So I'll have the outlook on the frosty possibilities that you could see in the morning on Tuesday, as well as what's ahead for the rest of the week. Stay tuned. That's after the break.
All right, thank you, Air. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are focusing on foreign policy today, but it will be local politics that decides this race, and two states, North Carolina and Pennsylvania, are getting a lot of attention this week. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Former President Donald Trump visited a farm just south of Pittsburgh to talk about competition from China.
China is supposed to buy $50 billion worth of our product, and they are not living it up to it.
Vice President Kamala Harris was also focused on foreign relations, meeting with the president of the United Arab Emirates at the White House Monday. She scheduled a campaign in Pittsburgh Wednesday, underscoring the importance of the Keystone State in this year's election. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows the race a dead heat in Pennsylvania. The Trump campaign is also making a push in North Carolina. The former president rallied there Saturday, and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, has two stops in the Tar Heel State Monday. The state's governor's race was thrown into chaos when a CNN report linked the Republican candidate, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, to inflammatory comments made on a porn site more than a decade ago. Sunday night, most of Robinson's senior staff resigned.
A lot of talented people right now are reaching out to us, and we're right in the process right now of forming a team that we know can still lead us to victory. So we have full confidence in our ability to keep going.
Robinson was not at Trump's weekend rally and is not expected at Vance's events. The CBS News Battleground Tracker shows Harris has opened up a slight lead within the margin of error in North Carolina. The poll was conducted before the revelations about Robinson. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
We've learned Vance has been using Minnesota Congressman Tim Emmer as a stand-in for Governor Tim Walz as he prepares to debate the Democratic vice presidential candidate next Tuesday. CBS News is hosting the debate with live coverage moderated by Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan. Following the rejection of a Republican-led spending plan in the U.S. House last week, Speaker Mike Johnson has unveiled a new plan with 1 week until the government shutdown deadline. WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brennan Scanlon is live on Capitol Hill with details on the new plan. Brennan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening. That's right. On Sunday, Speaker Johnson unveiling another short-term stopgap measure known as a continuing resolution, or CR, and this one would fund the government for the next 3 months, and it would also provide some additional funding to the U.S. Secret Service. Now, this new plan comes a few days after the House rejected Johnson's 6-month funding proposal last week. That included the controversial SAVE Act, which is legislation that would require documentary proof of U.S. citizenship in order to register to vote in federal elections, even though it is already illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal elections. The SAVE Act is backed by former President Donald Trump, who last week said on Truth Social that, quote, if Republicans don't get the SAVE Act and every ounce of it, they should not agree to a continuing resolution in any way, shape, or form, end quote. Now, despite the encouragement by former President Trump for Republicans to avoid a clean CR, meaning one without the SAVE Act, experts say a clean spending plan was inevitable this close to the election.
It is true that members of the House were experiencing a lot of pressure from Donald Trump to get this SAVE Act attached to it, but they knew it wasn't going to go anywhere in the Senate. There was no way they were going to shut down the government right before the election, because they certainly would have taken the blame and probably would have lost even more seats because of it.
And Kevin, this new spending plan includes $231 million additional dollars for the Secret Service for protective operations, including the 2024 presidential campaign and national special security events. This bill would keep the government open through December 20th and also give lawmakers more time to finalize those full-year spending bills, which they have not yet finalized. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. On Friday, the Northern Michigan University Board of Trustees approved an operating budget of close to $131 million, and new details tonight that includes $2.6 million in new investments. The university was able to maintain a balanced budget due to a higher enrollment and a state appropriation boost of 1.6%. The 2024-25 budget is an increase of nearly $5.8 million from the previous fiscal year. Currently, NMU's total enrollment is up nearly 3%. Vice President for Finance and Administration Gavin Leach says the university is in good financial shape and looking forward to further expansion.
Future project we have on the horizon is our College of Business. We received state capital outlay authorization. We're working on plans to get the construction authorization to move forward on that program. Construction will probably be about a year out from the approval, which we expect sometime this fall.
Leach says another top priority is to increase student housing units in residence halls and student apartments. And your first morning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, Jim Koski is here to tell us about a certain color that's been on his mind lately. We'll have your life in the 906. And after weather, we'll show you a new dragonfly statue being put up in the newly renovated Kids Cove in Marquette. We're back after this.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy premium vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Hey, I'm back. Yeah, we've been good. Just taking care of Dad, you know. Yes, I'm still going to school.
Like traffic delays.
Well, you know, there's some ups and downs, but I enrolled in UpCap's Caregiver Assistance Program. Yeah, it helps me organize and stay on top of everything. It's over the phone, so I never have to leave home. Yeah.
While caring for a loved one, you need to care for yourself. For more information, dial 211 or visit upcap.org.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
Recliners, recliners, recliners. Nobody gives you more choices than Shunk Furniture Marquette. There's a tremendous selection of high-leg recliners in stock or custom order. We have the largest selection of La-Z-Boy rocker recliners, hundreds of styles, sizes, and colors to choose from. And a great selection of leather and leather power recliners, all here for you to try. We have big chairs like the Beast and small chairs that will fit just about anywhere. They're all 25 to 35% off. Shop Shunks at Marquette today.
Now, award-winning WZMQ 19 first warning weather with Air Stastic.
Welcome to fall, y'all. Here is my weather playlist for this week, what we've got going on here in the UP. It's going to feel cold as ice this evening, especially in that interior, so it could feel like a hazy shade of winter. Man, the Bengals love them. And then we do have some leaves that are changing colors. We'll say yellow is the color that I'm seeing the most of. And then, yeah, it's the autumn almanac. Can't go wrong with the kinks. So I mentioned we've got some chances of patchy frost for the morning, mostly that west interior. So looking at you, Iron River, Iron Mountain possibly, and then extending into Gilgibic County. So make sure you take care of those plants and animals that are especially outside during those times, maybe bring them in. So here's a look at Iron River overnight. We'll drop down to around 46 by 10 o'clock this evening, feeling that really bitter, chilly temperature. My gosh, remember winter? That's on the way. It's gonna feel like that at 6 a.m., my friends. Inga, stay warm. And then rising up to about 55 by 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're planning to go for a walk tomorrow morning, double bundle up and get that parka out. Here's a look at those overnight lows across the UP. Like I mentioned, very cold on the interior, but here in Marquette, we could see around 44 there in Trowbridge Park. We'll have some clouds increasing overnight. Overall, though, it should be partly cloudy, mostly clear possibilities as well. Look at this, 44 for 5 a.m. So if you've got to wake up, especially for your students and get them out the door, make sure they are ready for that cold temperature that's going to hit your face. It could be a little bit of a wind chill out there as well. Warmest days this week, sandwich starting at Wednesday through Friday, and then we'll cool down a little bit this coming weekend. When I say cool, we're talking 60s, 70s, not too shabby. Rain chances, there's a chance of that for our Tuesday, looking mostly at the eastern portion. I'll time that out for you in just a moment. Sunniest days, again, Wednesday through Friday, although we will have some sunshine on Tuesday. Take a look here. Could be a little bit cloudier, like we talked about, chances of rain for the eastern portion of the UP, but those temperatures a little bit on that cool side, 60 to 70 for that Tuesday. Like I mentioned, mostly clear skies, could have partly cloudy conditions moving into our Tuesday morning. Here's a look at those sprinkles moving in, maybe hitting Dickinson and Menominee counties there, but then getting a little bit heavier around 2 p.m. for that eastern portion and 5 o'clock. After that, it looks pretty nice for that evening. And then Wednesday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, especially the central and western locations to start with. So it's just going to be absolutely gorgeous for the rest of the week, considering it is fall. Here's a look at our temperatures in Marquette. We'll hit 70s on Wednesday, like we talked about this weekend. It's looking mostly sunny, probably a great time to get out that barbecue, take care of that yard work before that rain takes over. I'll tell you what's ahead for Escanaba in 15 minutes.
All right, thanks for the heads up, Bear. Since opening on Friday, the Kids Cove Playground in Matson Lower Harbor Park in Marquette has been pretty popular. Today, the final piece was assembled and ready for installation. The dragonfly sculpture will soon be placed near the entrance. The $1.7 million project offers children of all ages a safe new playground design. Kids Cove is engineered to be all-inclusive, allowing kids with disabilities the same access as the other children. Marquette's Manager of Arts and Culture, Tina Marin, says Marquette is a trendsetter in public art.
We have other cities calling us from downstate and Wisconsin asking us, how are we doing this? How are we doing this? Can you give me a copy of your public art policy? Are there artists that you're working with? When people are contacting you, you know you're doing something right.
Morin went on to say that more and more public projects in Marquette are incorporating artwork into their designs. Coming up next on Insights, we're joined by the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority to hear how the summer went and an upcoming millage on the ballot this November. That conversation is coming up in 2 minutes.
Anti-abortion politicians vote against your freedoms, and now they want Mike Rogers to join them. The facts. Mike Rogers said, "I support all restrictions on abortion." Just like his anti-abortion backers. No exceptions for rape or incest. They even supported a nationwide abortion ban and laws that could eliminate IVF and birth control. So if you believe Mike Rogers and anti-abortion activists will protect your rights, we got a bridge to sell you.
I'm Melissa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is why we walk. This is why we walk. They're why we walk. And you know what? This is why we walk too. We walk in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's because we're getting closer to beating this disease. But to get there, we need you. Join us. Hey!
No matter how hard you try or how far you go, you can't ever leave it all behind. They're always with you. The stories you've told, the ones you never could. This is a story I don't tell.
Special Agent Gibbs. Ready to catch some bad guys?
NCIS Origins premieres CBS Monday, October 14th. Part of CBS Premiere Week and streaming on Paramount+.
Looking out across the UP, you know it's a place worth fighting for, but it's a balance. Protect our economy and workers and safeguard our way of life. That's why I support the Clean Water Plan to hold polluters accountable and protect our water. It's why I fought for mining and logging jobs, and I'll always stand up to my party when they're wrong. Now I'm working to make housing more affordable and make the UP energy independent, because my job is looking out for you.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Last time we talked with the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority, they were coming fresh off the completion of the Marshland Boardwalk. And joining us tonight for more updates is Trail Administrator Bob Hendrickson. Bob, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate being able to be here.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Good to see you again. So with the boardwalk, how's it been going over there?
Yeah, very popular. A lot of people are heading out there. We finally have all the benches and the interpretation plaques in place, and also the picnic table. So if anybody wants to take a break while doing the Heritage Trail, it's a great little bypass on there. Yep.
All right, sounds great. Any other updates for any of the summer projects?
Yeah, so we're wrapping up pretty much everything for this summer. We have one more ORV and snowmobile bypass that we're working on in the same area of Negaunee. We just finished up some grading through the DNR grant. That goes from Ely Township over to Humboldt. That went really well. Heard some good reviews on that. So we're kind of in the planning stages for next year. Lankin and Line project, the extension out towards the sculpture park. That'll be taking place tomorrow. We'll have a meeting, and then we'll be building on that next summer.
All right, good deal. And coming up this November, we want to talk about this millage that's coming up as well.
Yeah.
Can you lay that out for our viewers?
Yeah, so what we have is a millage request for the November general election, and it'll support the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority. The millage is a 0.197, and that assesses just under 20 cents per $1,000 of assessed taxable value. So if you had a property of $50,000 on assessed taxable value, that'd be $9.85 a year, and that goes for 6 years. That money will then be reinvested into the trail system. We have a lot of trail improvements. The grade really needs to be improved, the surface. We have a lot of infrastructure. The DNR sponsorship that we have currently does the maintenance for that, but we can do a lot more improvements with this. Also with that, each township would then have representation on the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority board, and they actually have direct input on how projects are done.
All right, gotcha. Anything else you can tell us about how this millage would impact your operations?
Well, directly, it would give us some money to work with to reinvest in that area. What we want to do is really get with communities and find out what they want to see happen. From what we hear, a lot of it is we want to create some community connectivity. The trail is on the south side of 41, and a lot of the community is on the north side of 41. So working with the communities on how we can interconnect that. Also, I've offered better access to the trail system through ORV parking, other amenities along the trail. We can start working on some interpretation and some historic plaques that are along the trail there too. So it'd also be a showcase for the trails. What we can also do with that money then is also leverage it to help get grants to do bigger projects, and that can be worked into the communities also. And that's where the representation from each municipality really helps guide those projects. Yep.
And since we have, limited time on this program to talk about this, Bob, where can anyone go to find all this information and make sure?
Yeah, so we'll be doing a publicity campaign through October. The best way is actually talk to me directly. Give me a call at the office. We're on the website ironoreheritage.com. and get more information that way. We also have a Facebook page that we share information on. So those are other ways that people can get in touch.
All right, sounds great, Bob. Thank you so
Appreciate
much
it.
again for coming on. I always appreciate you having you come in here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, and coming up next, Jim Koski tells us what color has been on his mind with life in the 906. And later, hunters and anglers from around the region were at the UP State Fairgrounds this weekend to prepare for the upcoming season. We're going over how things went at the Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo. But first, here's your Upers United Volunteer Opportunity of the Day. The Alzheimer's Walk is taking place in Marquette this weekend, September 28th. Volunteers are needed to help hang banners, put up signs, help with registration, and serve refreshments. Volunteers should be at least 14 years old. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to upersunited.com.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, a first-of-its-kind lawsuit targeting a major oil giant. Why the California Attorney General is accusing ExxonMobil of a decades-long campaign of deception about plastics that he says furthered profits at the expense of the planet. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
The things we do for diplomacy.
Being on the front line, making a difference, saving lives. There's a mole within NCIS.
I know my team. I trust them.
Do whatever you need to do, but do it quietly.
Discretion's my middle name.
Yeah, right.
NCIS is all new CBS Monday, October 14th. Part of CBS Premier Week and streaming on Paramount+.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
A world at your fingertips gives you the advantage. Scan this right now. Weather, local news, community events, amazing video. It's cool. It's all yours. It's free. And it's on demand. Do it. Download the app from 19 News. Now you know.
He's a mind reader.
On WZMQ CBS.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for another edition of Life in the 906. Jim Koski, you're ready to go. And he's here to tell us about a color that he's had in his mind lately. And actually, it's one of my favorite ones, Jim.
Seriously, I did not know that. Well, you know, Kevin, there have been a lot of great things about the summer in September that we've just experienced. 12 straight days of temperatures above 75, very little rain, and one thing you may not have even noticed, but that you should consider. You see, at least here in Marquette, it's extended the time in which we can appreciate perhaps the defining color of the UP, green. Now, lest you think I'm kidding, think back on the last time you walked down a sidewalk or took a drive along the scenic stretch. The dominant color that you saw? Green. But when you live in a peninsula where trees outnumber people by about 1 billion to 1, that's probably not a surprise. I once read that the human eye can distinguish more shades of green than any other color. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it does make sense. Green is the color of life, the color of the plants that give us oxygen, and the color of the plants that give us food. In the UP, green also signifies something else, the short span of time when nature comes alive and provides the beauty that makes this one of the most amazing places on the planet. Of course, the sad thing is that it's only here for a short time each year, and any bonus days where we can get where everything's still green, like during our summer in September is worth savoring. Because before you know it, the green will start changing, first into the polychromatic majesty of fall, then into 6 or 7 months of the official winter color palette of the UP. Gray, light gray, and dark gray. Oh, if we're lucky, we might get a splotch of brown sand on a white road, and if we're really lucky, we might get to see a circle of yellow in a snowbank. But other than that, until March or April, it's nothing but gray. So for the next few days, if you have the chance, savor the green. It's not going to be around for long, and you may appreciate those colorful memories when all you can see outside for months on end is gray, light gray, and dark gray. I'm Jim Koski, and that's another slice of life in the 906.
All right, and Jim, you don't know why it's one of my favorite colors?
Why is it one of your favorite colors?
Michigan State, Jim, Michigan State. Go green, baby.
Hey, dude, I graduated from there too, so.
Well, there you go. Well, you're supposed to say go white after I say that,
okay.
Jim.
Go
white.
Green. Go white?
We got air shouting go the other color. I'm not going to repeat it. All right. Don't forget.
Kids, do not make me pull this car over.
Please, please, Jim. All right, don't forget to join Jim weekday afternoons on Q107 WMQT. Over the weekend, the Daily Press wrapped up another successful UP ice fishing and hunting expo at the UP State Fairgrounds. WZMQ Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons spoke with vendors about what they experienced.
In its third year, the UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo garnered a lineup of new vendors, like Hardcore Outfitters of Iron Mountain.
It's a good time of year for selling hunting and fishing equipment, so we brought mostly hunting equipment here, bows, crossbows, and a bunch of hunting accessories.
The owner says he was able to reach a new customer base this weekend.
Traffic was pretty good. Friday night, yesterday morning was really busy. People from Delta County may not know about us, so trying to just reach out further and get some new people to come down and see us in Iron Mountain.
Castle X Raceware came from Green Bay to make its expo debut.
We started in the motorsports industry, creating solutions for snowmobile enthusiasts, motorcycle, ATV, UTV, now expanding into the hunt, fish, outdoor lifestyle segments, so this is our ice fishing range of product.
Staff say expos like these allow Castle X to keep existing customers up to date on the latest gear.
We do a lot of different shows, whether it's the ice fishing focused ones or if it's the snowmobile one. There's stuff happening all year long. A lot of the people we were able to talk to this weekend have used our brand outside in the power sports side of things, and we're excited that we have new solutions so they can use our products and other things they enjoy, like the fishing segments.
In place of admission, the UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo brought in donations for local food pantries and the Delta Animal Shelter.
We figured let's give back to the community more than what we have. The people coming in actually love the idea. A lot of people are putting 20s in, 50s. It was awesome.
And before this year's event even came to a close, the Daily Press was ready to start planning the 2025 Expo.
We're already thinking about next year. I definitely want to work on a little bit more kid things so that way parents can shop more and their kids can play and do more fishing stuff. Maybe have like a little archery setup. It'll be fun, more family friendly.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
And of course, WZMQ 19 was proud to be a sponsor of this year's UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo. We'll be right back.
My passion is keeping the UP informed. After 30 years telling you about what's going on outside your house, I'm now running for state representative to keep you informed about what's going on in Lansing. We deserve a representative who will listen, learn, and lead on the issues that matter for the UP. I'll always put Peninsula over politics. With your vote, I'll work with anyone and everyone to bring clearer skies for Upper Peninsula families.
Itch, itch, scratch, must not itch.
Stop the itch sanity with Cortisone 10 for bug bites, poison ivy, and other itches. Cortisone 10 is #1 doctor recommended. It works fast and lasts for hours. Cortisone 10.
It'll be raining cats and dogs again. Time to waterproof with Gorilla.
Waterproof with Gorilla?
Yeah!
Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal.
Of course.
Spray it, tape it, spread it, brush it to stop and prevent leaks. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Attention auto workers. Kamala Harris wants to end all gas-powered cars. Crazy but true. Harris's push requiring electric only is failing big, and Michigan auto workers are paying the price. Massive layoffs already started. You could be next. President Trump's committed to protecting America's auto workers, standing up to China's unfair trade, fixing the economy, and ending inflation.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It's Boots and Knives Month at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. With the purchase of an engagement ring, you'll get your choice of a Rapid River hunting knife or a certificate to go towards a pair of Red Wing boots.
Richardson Jewelers.
Our temperatures right now mostly in the 60s, and get that extra quilt out because it is going to be frigid this evening. We're looking at temperatures down into possibly the 30s. Look at this temp for 7 a.m., 45 degrees. We are expecting some patchy fog as well as frost. The good news is the next 6 to 10 day outlook, we will actually be above normal. So those temps will be creeping back up into the 70s by Wednesday.
Thanks, Aaron. Finally tonight, our happiest congratulations to one of our own, our weekly contributor here at 19 News. Megan O'Connor tied the knot in Marquette on Saturday. Friends and family gathered for the occasion at St. Peter's Cathedral for the ceremony. She and her new husband, Jack, will be taking their honeymoon for the next couple weeks. All right, congratulations, Megan, and we'll see you all later tonight.